This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, June 19th, but the year 1778. Washington's troops finally leave Valley Forge. It was on this day, 1865, when Union General Gordon Granger declares slaves to be free in the state of Texas. It was this day, 1910, that Father's Day was celebrated for the first time in Spokane, Washington. This day, 1932, the first concert was given in San Francisco's Stern Grove. Same year, hailstones fell in Hunan Province, China, killing 200. It was on this day, 1956, that Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin end their partnership after 16 movies. It was on this day, 1967, Paul McCartney admits on TV that he took LSD. This day, 1987, the Supreme Court rules school teaching of evolution need not also teach creation. It was on this day, 1988, the world's then largest sausage was completed. And how long was it? 13 miles long. It was on this day, 1991. Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar surrenders to the police. This day, 2012, a man is beheaded for witchcraft in Saudi Arabia. This day, 2018, General Electric is dropped from the Dow Jones Index, being the last original member from 1907. It was on this day, 2019. The United Nations says over 70 million people in the world have been displaced, asylum seekers, or refugees around the world, the highest number in 70 years. But that was June 19 in the past. This is June 19th, 2020. The once booming San Francisco apartment market is now going in reverse. The city's vacancy rate has risen to 6.2% in May, up from 3.9 only 3 months ago. Don't start planning your tailgate parties just yet. Dr. Fauci has given some bad news. As football players at all levels are preparing to return to the gridiron, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases said that football may not take place unless there are major precautions, unless players are essentially in a bubble, insulated from the community, and they're tested every day. It would be very hard to see how football is able to be played this fall, Fauci said. If there is a second wave of the virus, which is a possibility, and which would be complicated by the predictable flu season, football may not happen this year. In 24-hour period, 4 national international brands are reconsidering all of their packaging and advertising over racist origins. Cream of Wheat recognized public concerns regarding the chef image and committed to proactively taking steps to ensure that the brand does not inadvertently contribute to systemic racism. The company is initiating an immediate review of the Cream of Wheat brand packaging. It's been criticized because the chef character His name, Rastus, has been featured on the packaging since 1890, and whose name is widely considered derogatory to black men. PepsiCo got the ball rolling in the same 24-hour period when it announced that it would replace Aunt Jemima pancake mix in syrup with a completely new brand, responding to long-term denouncements of the character on its packaging. A few hours later, the Mars Company announced a makeover for Uncle Ben's brand, saying it would evolve the visual brand of its rice, which features the likeness of a black man. Shortly after, Conagra brand said it would carry out a complete brand and packaging review of its pancake syrup, Mrs. Buttersworth. The company said the character is meant to evoke a loving grandma, but critics have accused the matronly shaped syrup bottles and the character's portrayal in ads of being rooted in slavery-era mammy stereotypes. Well, there's good news, there's bad news, there's confusing news. And behind it all is the news: this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, June 19th, 2020.